Good evening, and it is evening. I've decided to do a late one today, and it was roasting hot. And here in my new grow area, in my new place, it was far too hot to be doing a video. But today what we're going to do is we're going to do a few little repots today, because as you can see behind me, jungle box, which is now starting to look pretty damn impressive with these big leaves now coming. So there's a few plants in here that need to be repotted. And I've also managed to add this IKEA shelving unit. I went to IKEA this week and bought this shelf, and as you can see, perfect for these big leaf plants up here, the ones that are hanging down over the edge of the shelves, because I was having to kind of like put them on buckets and stuff, and outside here. So we have these beautiful big leaf mature Anthurium. So the leaves are actually hanging down lower than the pots now, and on this shelf they can hang down as much as they want. Before I was actually putting them on top of buckets and anything else that I could get my hands on, because I didn't want the kind of bottom of these to be going kind of dry, which this one is. This one was actually touching the floor a little bit. So they should be more happy up here. And I've got my little baby Anthuriums, a couple of Monstera, Goeldi. What else have we got there? Philodendron, Billitii variegata. And we've got down here Mama White Lava, which is suffering out here because it's a change of climate for it, because it used to live in my condo in Bangkok, but now it come here and it's more outdoor. There's not as much humidity, but it's kicked out this beautiful new leaf, which I'm hoping you can see on camera. Snow white, that lava trait. So yeah, I'm thinking about chopping this again, growing some little ones. But let's have a look at some of its offspring. So this is one that I actually cut off the mother probably 2 months now, I think it is. And you can see already we have this new leaf here. That was the one leaf that it had originally. And this one on the end was kind of like a half leaf with a little white stripe one side and the green on the other. This one I think is going to die off. It's starting to go a little bit brown. But as you can see, they're doing rather well in the humidity domes. So that's number one. Then number two, you've seen this one before. That's the original leaf. Again, we have the stem now coming out after the cut. We have this another half leaf thing, and this beautiful new leaf. Look at that, absolutely stunning. And I want to bring your attention to this Repotting, because it's a mutant, and these leaves are really gorgeous. I like them, very leathery, but not a lot of people out there like mutated plants, but I'm kind of finding that quite pleasing on the eye, really. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. But yeah, it's beautiful and it's very leathery. So let's find a couple of victims. I want to show you my little plant hack before we go anywhere else, because I'm starting to use these and I'm recycling them. These are like coffee cups that I buy here in Thailand. And instead of throwing this in the bin, well, it makes great plant pot. But what I do with this, I will show you now. So I bought this cheap soldering iron, and it has a little tip on the end. And then what I actually do is, I've heated it up already. I make several holes into the cup to give the roots plenty of air. And the Anthuriums are actually loving this. And put a nice light airy aroid mix in too. So several holes all the way around. A couple on the bottom as well, so the water can drain out nice and easy. And it's better to do this outside, because I don't know if you can see the smoke coming off this. It's probably quite toxic. Let's put another couple up here. It's now unplugged, so it'll be cooling down, and before it cools down, get a little wet rag and clean off the end of that soldering iron, because otherwise it will just go hard and stick. So that is plant hack number 1 by yours truly. And as you can see, I don't want to put that on I'll carry that with me. So you can make many, many, many holes around, and it's quite a quick thing to do, and your Anthurium will love it. So the next thing we've got to do is we've got to try and find some plants now to actually pot up. So bear with me a minute while I'm moving over here. And I'm going to use my trusty repotting table. And I have a bucket with some perlite, some spag moss, some cocoa chips, and some light soil, some bark. So let me bring it over so you can see. Look at that. It's a real nice light airy mix, and the aroids, especially when you put them in here, it will dry out quite quick so you don't get saturation, and the plants actually love it. So let's get cracking with the first plant. Let's have a look. What can we do? I think I have the perfect plant. We'll have the perfect 2 plants actually in here. So these are now getting to the size. This one's quite wobbly. This is a red spider. This one's a red spider too, actually. These are the ones that I bought in Indonesia back the end of last year. So both grown in moss, but I want to change them now into a bigger pot so that they can kind of kick on and start maturing. And let me show you one of my big ones. So this is more of a mature red spider. Right, so first of all, let's get these out. And I know I keep walking over towards the camera, but I want to show you how the roots are looking. So the roots are starting to bind around the bottom in a circle. So it definitely is time to pot onto this. Should I plant this in my aroid mix? Because as you can see in the humidity dome, the roots and the aerial roots are going quite mad. So don't want to kind of step up too big a pot, but I think that's quite a perfect pot to step up into. So again, you can see this one's quite wet actually, because it doesn't dry out, but it's absolutely loving it in the humidity boxes. And there's a special video coming out on the humidity boxes. I've now purchased that I can actually send 5 at a time in a box anywhere in the world, and stay tuned for that. So let's take a little bit of the moss out of this, because I don't really want this just sitting in moss and then inside the pot with clay, because I definitely want to kind of transition them now. So just pick off this moss really, really carefully. And the roots are very strong actually. No black roots, no rotting roots, no nothing. So they really are a good idea, these humidity chambers that I have. And my white lava in particular love it. Very good for rooting as well. I noticed that when I put in now, the roots like kick on really quick. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you've got probably an extra 1-2 inches of roots. I can hear someone singing over there. And now, because it's dusk, you'll probably start to hear all the insects, which I love. Like the frogs now are singing. And you get some weird and wonderful noises out here as well at night. It's like creatures like geckos, lizards, and mice, and probably rats too. And what I'll do with this moss that's coming out of these, I'll just put it back into the mix, the bucket, because there's no point wasting it. There's no rot anywhere on these roots, so it's not like it's going to kind of contaminate the rest of the mix. And there we have the root system. So this pot is now the perfect size. Oh, in fact, we can jump it up to this one, which I think I'll do. Right, let's go, let's go. So first things first, let's line the bottom with a little bit of moss. And this is my own mix. It's perfect. And the Anthuriums seem to really love this. And don't forget, when you're packing them, just give it a little tap. Make sure that all of the mix gets down to the bottom. And gently just push your finger in. You're going to get bits falling out of the pot itself because of the holes you've just put in. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to put the roots back inside, the aerial roots that is, back inside the pot, because I don't want them coming out of the pot. And then possibly I can make several cuttings later on. Give it a little squeeze, make sure all of the gaps are being filled in. An important thing to do as well is just always make sure you label your repots. And what I'll do is I'll use my, no gaps there. I'll use my normal feed, Growth Technology. I've just been to the UK, so I've just purchased a new litre of it, which seems to last me around about 8-9 months. And there you have Mr. Red Spider, all potted up in his new home. So we can leave you there. And then let's get the second one out. And these little red spider seedlings that I bought, they were probably 10 mil or centimetre rather high. And these little red spider seedlings that I bought in Indonesia, they were round about, I don't know, some were half a centimetre, some were a centimetre tall. And now you can see they've grown pretty well. Well, that leaf's going to come off today. It's a bit of a long, laborious process this, but you want to try and be careful because you don't want to kind of rip the little tender roots. The roots on this one actually seem a little bit thinner than on the previous one I've just potted up. And I'm not going to make sure the roots are totally bare because it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of moss around the roots. But you just want to kind of get the majority off because otherwise there's a potential for the roots not to be able to breathe properly. And there we have it. Red spider number 2. So you can see the bottom of the stem is here, and you have round about 7-8 inches of roots on that. So maybe this pot is too small. Right, so I was going to put it in a plastic pot, but I'm going to move it to this because it has got quite a large root system. And let's try and keep that central. Tappity tap. So guys, let me ask you a question out there. How do you find the plant market at the moment, wherever you live? USA, Europe, UK, Thailand, Indonesia, Australia. How are you finding it? Are you finding that it's slowed down quite a bit? Are you finding that the plants are getting cheaper? Are you finding out that some plants are still more popular than others? Leave me a comment down below regarding where you're from, and also what you think about the current state of the plant market. Obviously the high prices that we've seen around COVID, they weren't sustainable. I mean, now people have got more to spend their money on, so to speak. Being a grower, a seller myself, I'm finding it more difficult to, I don't know what that was. Maybe a cat. Hopefully a cat, not a rat. I'm finding it more difficult now to push plants into Europe and UK. Here in Thailand, the demand for rare plants is as strong as ever. And I also know that in Indonesia, there's a bit of a slump there. I was talking to someone at the Bangkok Plant Show. They told me that the aroid market is slowing right down. The prices are dropping. But with the Indonesian sellers, they don't want to drop the prices because obviously they've spent all of this money on buying plants in. They don't have the same logic, you know, why some people sell plants for a ridiculous price and some people sell them for a higher price. The Chinese market, there's another show coming up soon. I think it's September. And I'm hoping to go back to China. This show is going to be a bit bigger. It's going to be like probably, I think, about 120,000 people in this hall per day for this show. It's one of the biggest ones in the world. So that'll be coming to the channel soon. Right, so there we got 2 red spiders. They're going to get a good drink in a minute once I put them back. So what I'll do is I'll just put them up here, give them a little bit of light, and so you can see. So now it's 9:15 here. 30.3 degrees and the humidity here 60%. Right. This plant, I don't want to throw it away, but I'm so fed up with it. Just a regular billieti. It's just growing really weird. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway. If you're interested, just let us know. You just cover the postage to wherever you live, from here in Bangkok to your destination. Let's see what's in this box. This box hasn't been opened for a little while. Let us see. Yeah, so these need a good drink. This is a forgetii cross colour. So I'll water these soon. Oh, this is nice. This Ace of Spades red crystal has just kicked out this beautiful leaf. Look, I've not seen it. Look at the colour of that. And this one's growing quite strong. And again, this one is dry. So these are in desperate need. Oh my gosh, Gary, what have you done? You've neglected your plants, boy. And my seedlings, my beautiful seedlings, look at these. Dry. I can smell burning, so I'm going to turn my solder iron off. Definitely time for this one to be repotted. Ooh. As you can see, roots coming from the bottom. So let's get this out, give it a nice squeeze. Oh, don't break the pot, Gary. Right, I think this is going to have to sit in some water because the moss is solid. So we'll repot that one later. Just give that a little drink. Right, let's see what we've got here. I'm thinking this to that is a nice size. And again, just tip all the perlite out in the box. I want to take these big chunks out because they won't do the roots any good. I'll leave the smaller chunks inside. And all I want to do is just get a bit of this light stuff in now. I'm going to be doing a few of these repot videos, so for now, there's a couple of big plants that I want to do. I want to repot this one here, which is my poorly cross-forked Sherman. As you can see, it's just kicking out 2 leaves here. And this is my beautiful Pappy Cross 1. So I'm going to be repotting the big boys now because they've been in the same pot now for a little while. But I've got probably half a dozen of these little seedlings to pot up, so I'm not going to show you every single one. But guys, thank you again for watching the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. So from me, the Jungle Box, the Anthuriums, the Goeldies and everything, thank you so much for subscribing. If you have, if you haven't, please hit that button. And don't forget to give me a like and also leave a comment. Share this to anyone that you think might enjoy the videos. And come back and I'll see you on the next show. Thank you.